All right, people, DEFCON 4, this is the marketing plan for your launch of your podcast. You've made it this far in the lessons. Thank you so much for your captive attention. This is where we're really going to shine and where you're really going to make a big splash with your show right before you launch it. So if you've already launched your show and you're watching this, that's okay. Watch it through. You might have some ideas for maybe launching the next season or having a rebrand or a relaunch of your current show. This could be really helpful to you regardless of where you're at in your process. If you are starting at ground zero, I highly recommend you follow this exact launch process because this is how I got my initial big round of listeners and my active captive people that listen to my shows. Also for my client podcast, this is how we've launched all of their shows and it works really, really well. So the first thing, before you ever launch your show, we talked about it in other lessons, first thing you want to do is start batch recording interviews or podcast episodes. So if you're doing a solo show or there's just the same 2 or 3 people, record a bunch of shows before you ever launch it. Highly recommend getting at least 4 under your belt before you ever promote, hey, we're launching a show. Get an entire month's worth of content already pre-captured, and I promise you it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. Before my clients or I launch any of our shows, we always have at least 10 episodes in the can before we ever hit publish on anything. So highly recommend that you have a bunch of those in the can. You're going to do them anyway, so you might as well pre-record them, delay your gratification a little bit, and have those ready to go on your publishing date so then you're ready to go and you're not going to miss an upload. Second piece is going to be to create a teaser for your podcast. So this is just taking some of the best clips, funniest clips, most engaging things that happen on your show and put them all into a video that you're going to use as kind of a promo reel to get people to subscribe to your show. So this could be anything and everything that you want to do. You could make it really dramatic like a movie trailer. This could just be something with the funniest moments, the best sound bites, whatever it is. Putting together just a quick 30 to 60 second podcast trailer is going to be super helpful for you. So this is something that you can post on all the social media accounts. You can post out to your newsletter, to your LinkedIn audience, wherever your people hang out. This is something that you can use as a promo reel to get people to subscribe to your show. So now that we have episodes recorded, we've used some of those episodes to create a trailer. The third thing is going to be setting a launch date for your podcast. This is something that I would probably look at least like 7 days out from now. Like if you're thinking, oh, I want to launch it now, launch it in a week from now and pick a date and time that that's going to happen. Once we have that date published, you can make social media posts, newsletter updates, email blasts, however you reach your audience. You can start making promotions about the show and telling people about this podcast that's coming out in 7 days or in 5 days or whenever your launch is. The reason we're doing a launch process here is that it's building a bunch of hype for your podcast, and we didn't just release it to the world with like 1 episode and then people are like, I don't know if this is going to be consistent. We're kind of building hype. We're building excitement about this, and we're trying to capture some of those subscribers from those warm audiences that you already have already. So then after we make our initial post to social media or wherever your audience is saying, hey, everyone, I'm launching a podcast. It's called ABC Podcast, where we do this, that, and the other thing. We're launching officially on this day, but make sure to subscribe to our podcasting platform here to make sure that you don't miss our first episode. So doing something like that is a great initiative to push out, hey, we're doing this, you should check this out. Here's some call to action to do something right now. So then after you've done that for your first day, we're going to do that every single day leading up to your launch using some of the clips from some of the podcasts that you've already captured. So we'll start dripping out new content every couple days. And this is going to showcase a couple different things to your audience. One, that you're serious about your show. A lot of times if I have friends or connections professionally that say, hey, I'm launching a podcast, I'm always like, they're probably not going to make it past episode 3 because 97% of people don't. So when you start doing this and building a bunch of hype and excitement around your show, it proves to people that you're serious. It proves to people that you're worth listening to. And it also gives them kind of a teaser or a look behind the curtain at what's to come and some of the different guests that you're having on. So it might spark some interest there. So then say we have 10 interviewees that we've already captured. Every single day leading up to those launch dates, that like 10 days leading up to that launch date or whatever it is, I'm putting out a new post every single day saying, hey, there's this new episode coming out soon. Make sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss this episode with this person or about this topic. Extra credit hack here is that if you're having guests interviewed on your show, that you're tagging the guests in every one of the teaser clips, they're promoting it on their social media or reposting or putting it on their Instagram story or however that you're reaching your people. Again, we're starting with this little tiny base of people that know you personally, and we want to try to build it up to have a bunch of people that when you launch that first episode, you have a couple hundred people that listen or a couple thousand people that listen and have a really good launch with your podcast. Then we finally get to the launch day where you're launching your first episode. So what I would do is launch that first episode to the masses, promote the crap out of it on social media or wherever your people hang out, and then really just post about it multiple times throughout the day. If people give you a 5-star review, like live tweet it or live post, hey, this person just gave us a 5-star review. You should definitely check out our first episode. Really excited about this podcast project. Again, it might feel like you're kicking the crap out of this dead horse, but I promise you, people need multiple nudges. They need to be constantly reminded, hey, this thing's coming out, and it's building a lot of hype. If your show's really boring and you have nothing to share on social media, we might need to reevaluate what your show's about and if people are worth listening into, or if you should even be promoting it in the first place. So you should be excited. You should be pumped. If you can't promote it, who else would, right? So we want to try to get a bunch of eyeballs and attention on the show that way. And once we've launched it to the world, you're officially out, you're ready to go, and then you're going to continue publishing on your publishing distribution plan or whatever days of the week that you're wanting to put your show out. Just keep that publishing consistency going so your audience knows when to expect a new podcast from you. You can also do some fun gamification with this, which is just a fancy way of saying rewarding people for giving you what you want with your podcast. So if you know, hey, I want to get like 10 5-star reviews on iTunes like the first day, I would do some kind of giveaway where, hey, maybe we're going to draw names from the first 10 people that give us a 5-star review. We're going to get a $100 Amazon gift card, or we're going to give some swag away, or we're going to give them something that benefits them and gives them some excitement to give you a bunch of reviews. We can do this really easily because you could easily drop $100 on promoting your show on Google Ads or Meta or something. This is a really great way to gamify it a little bit and give people an incentive to want to give you 5-star reviews, but also check out the episode as well. And then one last advanced hack that I did with my show, which really helped, was I was so many weeks ahead that I was perfectly comfortable doing this. I actually launched my second episode the second day after launching my first episode. So I was, leading up to people, hey, we're launching episode or season 2, check it out. We launched the first episode. And then like 2 days later, I said, hey, thank you so much for the quick response and awesome feedback from the show. We're actually going to be launching next week's episode today, which was 2 days after the launch of the first one, as kind of a bonus episode to get people even more excited, especially if you're launching a show for the very first time and there's 0 episodes on your platform and then you just have one. Having a second episode on there, again, gives people more to listen to. They can binge both episodes, get really fired up about it. And that's, again, just another kind of hack to getting people into your corner, people excited about your show, and get people on the basis of listening to it on a weekly timeline. So give these marketing tips a go. If you're, again, mid-season, maybe slow down and take a break for a season, the next season of your podcast, whatever it is. You can use these launch plan things as you kind of roll out new things with your show. And again, gamify the crap out of it so people get excited. They want to be avid fans and listeners of your show and really check things out all the time. The next piece of this from a marketing standpoint is if you have social media platform channels for your podcast, like ABC Podcast on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever, I highly encourage that you create accounts for those. And then you go and follow all the guests that you're having on your show or anyone in your personal network as well. Again, going out and actively following them, liking some pictures, take like an hour or 2 on all the accounts, like really hit it as hard as you possibly can, because getting that initial launch on all of your social media platforms is how you're going to hook people with new future episodes and get people more involved. On an ongoing basis, I highly recommend if you have an interview show that you're following all of your interviewees on social media with those accounts. One, just so you're, again, following them, they're probably going to follow you back and slowly build your following over time. But also, when you follow them, it's easier to tag them in social media, and then they're much more likely to see posts that you're putting out from the podcast accounts, and they can repost those, which again, promotes the crap out of your show. You might have launched a podcast slowly to just put the podcast audio out, but as you're realizing now, I'm sure, there's a big marketing aspect to this by doing video as well. So highly recommend that you're doing things on social media with those accounts so you can then promote the crap out of your show, get more eyeballs on your content, and then get more listeners for your show as well. Okay, that about does it for me, guys. Really happy to talk about all things marketing. I could go on all day about this type of stuff. So if you have questions about this topic at all, please leave them below this video, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Peace. Hey, welcome onto the studio. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, there we go. That's better. Did you know that podcasting is one of the fastest growing marketing methods for companies currently? It's also one of the easiest ways to create content for your brand and build know, like, and trust factors with your audience. The problem is most people really struggle when it comes to planning out a successful show, how to record, what gear to buy, and all the struggles and roadblocks that come in your way from putting a show out to the public. If that sounds like you, I have some awesome news. I am officially pre-launching my online program to help you launch your professional podcast without having to spend thousands on an agency to help you do it. Learn every single step in this production process, from the planning, recording, what gear to buy, editing, distribution, marketing, AI tools, and so much more. Now, even if you're just at the idea stage of a show that you'd like to launch, or you're a couple episodes into your current podcast and you're starting to burn out, or if you're somewhere in between there, this program can help you. Stop using tools like Zoom that compress your footage and make it look and sound like complete crap, putting still image graphics up on social media and getting crickets, and creating a podcast that is self-inflating, that just talks about yourself and doesn't help anyone with anything. This program will help your podcast align with your business goals. Learn my proven process that I've built out that creates a raving fan base for your podcast while also making you money at the same time. That's right, we'll even cover ways that you can monetize your show from a variety of ways, even if you're just starting out. My name is Ryan Snaadt, it rhymes with odd, and I've personally helped clients all over the country help concept, capture, edit, and monetize their podcast. I've personally consulted for podcasts that are doing 6 figures or more with sponsorship deals to help better understand the design of their podcast studio. I've also worked with podcasters to help them upgrade their equipment and build out marketing strategies that bring in more audience members with each upload. I've also built out a soundproof podcast studio in my commercial space here that I use for my podcast studio, as well as renting out to other clients to use for their shows. In addition to this awesome program, I'm including a ton of exclusive bonuses to help make this the best program that you've ever done for podcasting. The first is an interactive, exclusive community that you can engage with other podcasters to learn best practices in the industry, find guests for your show, and stay motivated on the path to success. We are also including exclusive interviews with successful podcasters in different niches, as well as discounts on popular AI tools, editing software, and other professional podcast services that you can't find anywhere else. This program is designed to give you everything that you need to easily and professionally publish your podcast and build your raving fan base online. So whether you have a hobby podcast, you're looking to build an audience for your business, or you're multiple episodes down your current podcast and you're getting super burnt out, this program will help you through that entire process and give you the tools that you need to succeed in the podcast world. Ready to get started? Just click the link below this video and enroll today. We'll see you on the inside of the program. Peace.